Good morning from Hawaii. Right now it is 4 in the morning on August 24th, and I'm sitting in my tent, wide awake, and I felt like this is the perfect time to make my introduction video. So I'm just gonna kind of talk about my ideas and my goals and talk about my life. So, my name is Kian Nemzer. I am 17 years old and I live in California. Right now, I am on the big island of Hawaii, and I've been camping here for the past 3 weeks. And prior to that, I spent 3 weeks at a summer camp that was also here in Hawaii, except that was 2 weeks on Kauai and then 1 week here. So overall, I've been in Hawaii for 6 weeks this summer, which is pretty awesome. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about my life. I was born in San Francisco and moved to Santa Cruz when I was like 2 years old and have lived in the same house ever since. I was living a pretty regular life up until 6th grade when my dad got cancer. There was not that big of a change at that point because I was still young and didn't know what cancer was, but things were changing. My dad was doing different treatments and my grandparents were around all the time helping us. And looking back on it, it was kind of a hard time. And after doing chemotherapy, my dad was supposedly healed. And then it was around a year later, he got re-diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And it was really hard. I remember I was in 8th grade. It sucked. I just didn't really know what to do. I felt kind of trapped, and my parents, they're really good parents. I was able to talk about the ways I was feeling, and I kind of worked through it, and just accepted that what was going to happen was going to happen. And thankfully, my dad healed from cancer and has been cancer-free for like 4 years now, almost 4 years, which is amazing. I'm so grateful for it. But what really started to change the course of my life is after getting his treatment for cancer the second time, my family decided to move to Hawaii. So in September of 2016, my family moved to Maui, and we spent 6 months there. We did homeschool, and we're just kind of hanging out as a family and spending as much time together as possible because we really didn't know if my dad was, in fact, fully healed or not. And so it was really, I didn't know this at the time, but we were just trying to enjoy the rest of our time with him. And it was a really cool experience living there. We got to see so much of the island and do so much exploring and learning about myself and learning about the Hawaiian culture and all sorts of things. And I really was enjoying all of the adventure that I was going on and really wanted more of that. And we got tired of Maui, I guess you could say. We wanted some new scenery, and so we decided to move to the Big Island, and we lived there for around 4 months. While I was in Hawaii, I met a woman named Vanessa, and she introduced me to many things, and one of which was the idea that you can live the life that you want to live if you work for it and believe in it. And this is really important to me because for so long I've felt like there's things that I should do and things that I shouldn't do instead of things that I want to do and things I don't want to do. And so after meeting Vanessa, I would have conversations with her and be like, well, I want to grow up and be rich. But at the same time, I might just want to grow up and do things that make me happy. I remember having little conversations like that, and it didn't mean a lot at the time. It was just kind of like exploring different ideas of paths in life. And so after that, my mom then went to Kenya to work at a program that Vanessa started called the Kenya Global Youth Peace Summit. After going there, my mom was like, you have to go to the California Summit. It's going to be such a great experience. So youth from around the world come and gather for a week, finding your inner self and your inner peace and learning about yourself and others in a super genuine, authentic way. And that was a really special week for me. I learned a lot about myself and learned a lot about the kind of relationships that I wanted to have with people, and realizing that some of my relationships back in Santa Cruz weren't necessarily what I wanted them to be. After the first summit I went to in California, I had really felt like, wow, this was like a life-changing experience. I really got to see like some amazing people and see really amazing transformation and get to learn a little bit about myself. It was really nice, really helpful. My mom was actually there too as a therapist. I then got invited to go to a summit in South Africa in December, and I think that was really like the start of my journey. So in order to go to the summit in South Africa, I couldn't have gone from a public school because I just wouldn't have time to miss 3 weeks of school. I switched to an independent studies program where I could do all of my work at my own pace, and so I ended up finishing first semester of sophomore year in 2 months. That was pretty cool. I felt pretty proud of that. And yeah, then I went to South Africa for 3 weeks. It was a really, really fun experience. I got to see a lot more of the world than I've ever gotten to see in like a much more realistic way. We went on safaris, which was really cool, the more like touristy part of going to South Africa, and then, or I guess Africa in general. And then we also did some exploration around like ancestral and cultural sites of South Africa, and seeing just kind of what life is like for people there, and seeing all the poverty. That was really hard and really, really mind-opening. I don't know if mind-opening is a word, but I feel like it fits better than eye-opening. I don't know. You could think about it. But anyways, then I went to the summit in South Africa after exploring with my mom for a little bit. It was a hard summit for me, but it was a good learning experience. Okay. So coming back from South Africa, I started to do more like self-exploration, like what do I want to do with my life? I feel like it's coming kind of soon that I'm going to need to decide. The rest of the school year just kind of came and went. This summer in 2019 is when I went to my second California summit, and it was such a big moment in my life where I pretty much totally revealed what I wanted to do, and totally revealed it to myself. So yeah, I'm here to talk about what that is. At this summit, I was sitting in a circle with a group of like 8 people, and the question was asked, if you had the freedom to do anything right now, what would it be? Like if you had nothing holding you back. I said I would drop out of high school and travel the world. That was kind of when the ideas started floating around in my head of travel and how I could do that. And then a little while later at the summit, maybe the next day, some of my good friends at the summit were talking about taking a gap year and going to all these cool places. And I was like, oh, I want to come. Like, that sounds awesome. But then I realized, wait, I'm going to be a junior in high school this year. They're all seniors. And so that was like a point where I was like, wait, the school that I'm going to, like, I can do it as fast as I want. So why don't I just graduate early? And from then on, I've kind of decided, okay, I want to graduate early and go travel with people and go travel in general. That moment at the summit was when things started to fall together, and I really started to realize what I wanted to do with my life. And then throughout the rest of the summit, I started thinking about like how I could use it to help other people, like how could I travel and help other people and do humanitarian projects. and just how to really incorporate travel into a full-on lifestyle, which I know many people do. Coming back from the summit, I really felt like I wanted to travel, and I still didn't know exactly how or where, and so basically the rest of summer that's what I've been doing. I was just doing tons of research on YouTube and watching videos of traveling different places and writing down tips and different methods of traveling and ways to make travel less expensive and how to have fun and how to stay safe and all of those things. And then I had planned coming to a summer camp here in Hawaii, and I knew that I was going to be ending on the same island that Vanessa lives on. So that is why I'm here. I'm here on Vanessa's land, and I came for 3 weeks of self-reflection and self-exploration to try to figure out like what I'm going to do. So I think I've kind of figured out a plan. So first of all, I want to have a YouTube channel. I want to document my travels and make fun little travel videos to start off, and just document my adventures and my goals for this YouTube channel that I'm going to be creating. I think my first goal is I want to start it kind of early, and as I'm preparing for traveling, I want to, I guess, document everything I'm doing to prepare for travel, including how I'm going to save up for it, how I talk to my parents about it, how I am researching it, and I'm sure there's other things, I just can't think of them right now. But just trying to tell my story as clear as possible so that people can look at it and use it to do the same thing, hopefully. And, I'm sure there's many kids that are 17 and I really want to travel after high school, but they don't know where to start. So, I'm going to figure all that out and then tell you how to do it, because I think it would be cool to have a channel or somewhere to go where you go and search, how do I start a process of traveling at such a young age. So I think that'll be something that is going to set me apart from the rest of the traveling community, or maybe not the rest, but a lot of it, along with being a fresh 18 years old. While I was here, one of the big things I wanted to think about was, do I want to go to college or not? And do I want to leave the opportunity of college open or not? Like taking classes so that I could apply, or that I could apply to college and then refer for a year and then just decide not to go if I was enjoying travel, or just what I wanted to do. And I think the more I've thought about it, just now is the time to travel, and now is the time to live my dream. That's another thing that I'll be sharing, is how I made the decision of not going to college and how I talked to my parents about that, because I'm sure many people would struggle with that conversation like I did. This year is a big year. I turned 17 2 months ago, and I'm going to be a junior in high school. So there's many things that I need to do this year. That was a weird voice crack. Okay, this year I need to finish 2 years of high school. I need to make as much money as possible to save up for traveling. I need to stay healthy, because that's really important to me, and stay fit, so go to the gym every day. And I need to fit all of that into my schedule, along with, of course, having time to hang out with friends and, still enjoy life. I want to keep making these videos. I'll sit down and figure out a bunch of videos that like separate videos that I can make talking and showing the different things that I'm doing to prepare for traveling, and put it into a series of videos. This will be episode 1. And I don't know, I need to think of a cool name for the series. I need to think of a name for my channel, actually. So some of the other things that I want to do while traveling, or like once I get out in the world, are I want to make a community of travelers, of people that I meet all over the world, and those could be local people in communities of just anywhere. They could be other travelers that I just meet at hostels, or those people could even just be people watching my videos, and that people that are interested in travel. I really want to have like a really fun group of people to work with and explore with. What I want to do after I start making a living out of travel and making money from my YouTube videos and Instagram or whatever else, that's when I'll begin doing like humanitarian work, and like once I know how to edit videos better, I want to like go to communities that are doing cool things out in the world. Like the two things that I feel the most moved by, or to move, would be going to orphanages and making a documentary about them, or like a little short video, and then trying to fundraise for them. And then going to places all over the world and planting trees, taking part in that, like supporting foundations that are planting trees all over the world, and trying to raise money in general, because that's really a serious thing. There are currently 2 massive fires. The Amazon is on fire. The Amazon is one of the lungs of the world. Like, we're really getting screwed up right now. And then there's a massive fire in Siberia, and going into the Arctic Circle too. It's really serious, and our planet is getting really, really screwed. And so there's all of this carbon going into the air, and I feel like trees are where to start. So those are the things that I'll be doing. So one of my ideas is I could give like 90 to even 100% of the money I get on Patreon to a tree planting foundation. And I feel like that would be really cool, because it seems like social influencers could make a decent amount of money off Patreon, and I think that would go a long way out in the world. So those are the 2 big focuses: children at orphanages, and trying to improve their lives, and then also trying to improve the life of the world. What's going to happen is going to happen, and that's kind of what I live by. But I feel like we do have some influence on that, and if we work our asses off and try to save the world, we can. Once I am in like a good traveling flow and have the money or sponsors to support it, I want to take people either that I meet while traveling, or from the community that I make through Instagram and YouTube, and take as many people as possible on my adventures. Just like try to make some good relationships and some really fun times, and just get to show people the world and show people things that they never thought they would see. Like, I have some really fun ideas. Like, this one's not for a random person, but going and picking up my sister from school, and taking her on a trip to somewhere crazy. Just being like, hey, we're going for a week. I already talked to our parents, and yeah, I mean, she'll be in maybe high school by then, and yeah, just that kind of thing. That would be so cool, and just make people so happy, because so many people love traveling and love exploring. Along with all that other fun stuff I've told you guys about, I'm going to need to get a backpack that I can put all of my camera gear in, and all my clothes in, and all my toiletries, and anything else I need. And then I'm just going to need to get all of the other essentials. Trying to live at, like, use the minimal amount I can, which is really important. I feel like that'll make a difference if I can just have one bag. And then I guess there's other things I need to figure out, like travel insurance and visas and like how I get a data plan, or like get service in some foreign country. And also, as of now, and what I've kind of decided is that where I want to start is Indonesia. And that just seems like a really cool, fun place. I'll start in Bali, and then I'm sure I'll go to a ton of other islands. I mean, considering there are 17,000 islands. Yeah, so I'm really stoked on that. And dude, holy shit, I woke up at 2:30 this morning. Okay, well, I felt inspired to make this video now, and I'm so glad I did because I feel like I've shared everything I needed to. I just feel like the way the world is going downhill so quickly right now, like this is the time to live my dreams and to make a difference and to work my ass off and to just do some amazing shit out in the world and just help people. I feel like at this point in time it sucks, but you need to have power somehow to make a difference, whether that's a large following or money. I think just not enough people are using those powers for good. I really would like to use this channel and this opportunity to try to take advantage of what I can get and just really use it in a way that benefits not just myself. That's my dream. My dream is to live where I can be totally happy and fulfilled and also be able to help people wherever I may be and help the world. That'll be part of making me happy because it feels good and feels necessary. Thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk, and I really look forward to seeing where all of this goes. Thank you and goodbye, and I love anyone that's watching this video right now that is supporting me at such an early time in this channel and this project, and yeah, I'm really excited to see how this turns out. Yeah, so peace and see y'all. I don't say y'all.